Over the 77 years that the NBA has existed, there have been many records set and many records broken. As we all know, LeBron James just recently broke a record that most thought was unbreakable when he took the all-time scoring title from Kareem, and just a couple years ago, Steph Curry took the all-time record for 3 points made in a career from Ray Allen. But there are some NBA records that are just so unbelievable, I don't think they'll ever be broken. Today, we're going to look at 5 NBA records that will never be broken. Thank you for all the support on the videos. We're nearly at 200 subscribers. Thank you all for subscribing, and if you enjoy this one, please leave a comment, like, and sub for this video. Also, we're doing the podcast now twice a week, so if you love sports, check it out. We've been talking NBA, college basketball, and NFL. Now, let's get straight into it. We're going to start this off with a lot of defense, kicking it off with steals. This record is going to be 2-1. In the late 70s and the early 80s, defense was different in the NBA, and it caused guys to average an absurd amount of steals. And the man at the top of this list is Alvin Robertson. Robertson, for his career, averaged 2.7 steals a game, which is a mind-boggling number to think about. But even more mind-boggling is his record for steals in a season and steals per game in a season. In the 1985-1986 season, Robertson stole the ball 301 times and averaged 3.7 steals per game and played all 82 games in that season. Since the 2000 season, there has only been one season even to come close to 3 steals per game, which was Larry Hughes' 04-05 season when he averaged 2.89 steals a game. And this year, the leader was OG Anunoby with 1.9 steals a game. The total steals record may be even more unattainable, considering the most steals in a season since 2000 was Allen Iverson in 02-03 when he had 225 total steals. Unless NBA defense changes drastically, Robertson will hold this record forever. Now on to another defensive stat and another 2-for-1 with total blocks and blocks per game for a season. Once again, we will look to the 80s for these records, but if you thought the steals numbers were impressive, the block numbers blow them out of the water. In the 1984-85 season, Mark Eaton blocked an absurd 456 shots and averaged 5.6 blocks a game for the season. Eaton was a 7'4" behemoth and averaged an incomprehensible 3.5 blocks a game for his career. But his 84-85 campaign was the best of his career and in NBA history in terms of blocking a shot. Since 2000, the most blocks in a single season is 307 by Theo Ratliff in 2003, and the most blocks in per game in a season is 3.7, also by Theo Ratliff in the 2001-2002 season. In his 84-85 campaign, Eaton played all 82 games, and he had 6 games with over 10 blocks, including a game with 14. Jaren Jackson led the NBA this season for blocks and blocks per game with 189 and 3.0 respectively. Unless another Mark Eaton spawns into the universe, I don't think these records will fall, and I feel as if it is more unattainable than the steals records. For this next record, we head to November 9th, 1989 for a regular season matchup between the Seattle Supersonics and the Milwaukee Bucks. Both teams came into the game off wins and were both sporting a 2-1 record, trying to get off to a good start for the 89-90 season. Little did they know they were about to play one of the longest games in NBA history. The game lasted 5 overtimes, and eventually the Bucks edged out the Sonics 155-154. Dale Ellis of the Supersonics broke an NBA record in the process. Not only did he score 53 points in the game, he also played an absurd 69 minutes in the loss, which is the most minutes played in a single game in league history. Ellis played 69 of the 73 possible minutes in the game, and his teammate Xavier McDaniel nearly matched him but came up just short, logging 68 minutes in this 5 OT thriller. Fun fact about this game, our guy from earlier in the video, Alvin Robertson, was actually a part of this game and logged 59 minutes himself, and naturally had 7 steals. In order for this record to fall, you need the perfect storm. 1, an extremely long game. 2, you need to not foul out of that extremely long game. And 3, you need to be valuable enough to your team in order for your coach to play you that much. I don't think this record will ever fall because in today's league, stars are not playing nearly as many minutes in games due to load management. And to be honest, there's no way a coach is playing someone for 69 minutes in today's league, especially in a regular season matchup. If you had to guess who the highest scoring duo in a game in modern NBA history was, is it Kobe and Smush Parker when Kobe had 81 and Smush had 13? Is it Durant and Westbrook? Is it Kobe and Shaq? Well, if you guess Kiki Vandeweghe and Alex English, you'd be correct, because in the highest scoring game in league history on December 13th, 1983, Vandeweghe and English combined for 98 points, with English having 47 and Vandeweghe having 51, in a game where the Pistons and Nuggets combined for 370 points in a 186-184 thriller. This is another record where you need the perfect storm, a high-scoring game and 2 teammates who are hitting everything on that given night. Out of all the records on this list, I feel as if this is the most likely to be broken, but at the moment, I still don't think this record will fall anytime soon. Now, if you're wondering what the record is before the modern NBA, it comes from Wilt's 100-point game on March 2nd, 1962, when Wilt and his teammate Al Attles combined for 117 points in a game. Now, that record will never be touched, especially since you have to consider the fact that two teammates would most likely have to score 60 points each to break that record. Just another record to add to Wilt's incredible NBA resume. Now, for this last record, we're going to throw it all the way back to the 1968-69 NBA season, and we're going to look at the player by the name of Walt Bellamy. Bellamy is a Hall of Fame big man and was a 1961-62 Rookie of the Year when he averaged 31.6 points per game, the second most by a rookie behind Wilt Chamberlain. Now back to the 1968 season. Walt was 29 and he played for the New York Knicks to start out that season. He suited up for them 35 times before he was eventually traded to the Detroit Pistons. Now, the interesting thing about the Pistons at the time is they had played 6 less games than the Knicks, so Bellamy suited up for the remaining 53 games as a Detroit Piston and set an NBA record in the process, playing in 88 total regular season games, an NBA record that will never be touched. I say that because the NBA schedule is set up much differently now, and most teams will be 1 to 3 games within each other throughout the season. So hypothetically, a player nowadays would only be able to log 84 to 85 games in a season, most likely. Mikal Bridges was traded midway through this season and played every game, and he was able to log 83 games this season, which was the most since 2014. This one will never be touched, and Bellamy will remain in the record books forever. Thank you all for watching. Let me know if you think these records will be touched, and leave some records you think are unbreakable in the comments below. And we'll see you in the next one.